But here's what seems to happen innocently in our world of intervention. Someone comes to us with a trauma. Traditional therapy might be talk therapy. And they come with a trauma and they say, well, okay, let's go back into the past and explore when you got it. What do you think the causes are? And we start exploring this trauma that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, last week. Would be like me going to the doctor with a broken leg after 4 weeks saying it still aches a bit. It's not, I'm still getting gyp. It's like, it hurts still. Not as bad as it used to be, but it still hurts. And the doctor says, I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Let's re-break your leg and see if that speeds up the healing process. Let's break your leg and see if that speeds up. Or if I just cut my knee and I've got a scab and I go to the doctor and I say it itches. My scab is itching. And he got a pair of tweezers out. He said, let's pull the scab off and see if that heals up any quicker. You'd probably want to punch your doctor. You say, stay away, because if you do that, and if you pull off the scab, it's going to hurt. It's supposed to itch. It's like just the remnants of the healing taking place. Eventually the scab will fall off and you'll have a scar, just like a memory of what you did. Now, in psychology, it seems that we do that every week to our patients, our clients who are suffering. By taking them back into the past that doesn't even exist would be like re-breaking your leg or pulling the scab off every week with the view that that might speed up the healing process. So how does healing really work? Well, number one, your natural state is healthy and well, psychologically speaking. When we lose our bearings, when we have a trauma, a significant emotional event, your God-given gift is that that will heal all on its own if you don't interfere with the healing process, right? So how do you interfere with the healing process? Well, you come with the idea that that trauma is a problem for the client, and then you try and fix it. Well, that would be because perhaps we don't understand how healing works. So here's what I've discovered when working with clients with trauma. When they see that the past does not exist, the future does not exist, that we only have this moment in time. When we see that that's true, then what is trauma? It's just a memory carried through time into the present moment. And what we feel is what we think. There is no other answer. You feel your thinking. Thoughts and feelings are the flip side of the same coin. When we have old memories come to haunt us, that's part of the healing process. It's like the itch on a scab. You don't have to scratch it, because if you scratch it and talk about your trauma, then you're going to slow the healing process down. You're going to inflame it. What if you could educate your clients to not be afraid of what they're feeling? What if you could educate your clients to go, you know, first thing we need to understand is, do you know you think? Mm-hmm. Do you know when you have an unpleasant thought come into your mind, it'll change in a minute all on its own without any intervention? When you can see that that's true, that thought is transient, that thought is never permanent, then you don't need to be afraid of it anymore. So there's a difference between intervention trying to fix thought, which thought isn't broken. This is what Sid saw. It was so clear to him that people underestimate the power of thought. And a lot of the time when I'm with my clients, I say, you know, thought can change your biology. Often they don't realize that. That's how powerful thought is. Ever been embarrassed or blushing and you had a thought and you felt blushed, hot, sweaty palms. What caused it? And they go, oh, it was so and so. He said something embarrassing, and he made me embarrassed. I'm like, that's an impossibility. The power of thought was in action. It changed your biochemistry. It's amazing. And when people see that that's true, that all reality is created on the inside out and not the other way, then they could see that the bomb that they experienced in Iraq that nearly blew them apart and they saw their friend die,